Aik Sitam Aur? You want to move on to that?
Oh my
Oh,
god, I
look
have
at
to put my
watching
spoon down.
stars. Look at you.
I have to put my spoon down for this one.
Full disclosure, I've only seen one episode. I was so these two annoying people kept talking about the chemistry of the main couple, and I was
Yeah.
finally like, fine, I'll go check it out. Okay, it was cute. The episode I saw was
Yeah.
cute. Now I'm
Yeah.
probably not as invested because I didn't see the progression or character
Yeah.
development, but I
Yeah.
agree
Yeah.
it was cute. A huge shout out to the texting scene.
Yeah.
For two
Yes.
reasons. The dialogues were cute, so the writer did a really good
Yeah.
job.
It wasn't cringy. There was no
No,
people
yeah,
like
yeah.
this is cringe. Yeah.
Yeah.
The cringe is Sufyan. You can talk about him later. Um,
Oh gosh.
and then
God.
also shout out to the editor who put the text on the screen. Thank you very much. Because when you show us a phone, text on a phone, we have to pause the YouTube video, walk up to the TV screen, turn up the brightness or something. It's so hard to read on. Is it just me though? Like my old
Let's
eyes
not
or
reveal
something?
the
I mean,
pages, please.
I'm usually watching on my phone, so I'll have to pause it on my phone.
Yeah, you do have to pause it, right? This is so much easier to just read.
Yeah.
And it was in phonetic
It
English.
flowed, and it flowed.
Plus, you
So
got their
thank
expressions
you from
too.
people abroad.
Yeah, you got the expressions too. That was good.
They did a good job, yeah.
So the drama has
biscuits to
Osama.
the editor and biscuits to the writer. We
Oh my
give
god,
a lot
this is
of
gonna get
biscuits
all my
to we get a lot of biscuits to actors, but honestly, without good writing and good editing,
biscuits
yeah,
for everybody.
biscuits for everyone.
Everybody.
You get a biscuit and you get a biscuit. You're like Oprah. Okay, so that's my 2 cents on the drama of what I've seen so far. Oh, cast is really good too. Maya is gorgeous.
Mario Stay so
Amazing,
Love
mashallah.
her.
They brought a few older, like veteran stars that I haven't seen. Adnan Jilani, who someone we knew thought was about as big. No, but he's not an actor. He's a singer. This person is a little younger, so okay.
Yeah.
We'll forgive her. But yeah, Adnan Jilani. I liked Adnan Jilani when he was an actor, even when he used to come as heroes. He's a good actor. Okay, so now, Hadimu, someone give a brief synopsis or no? I mean, if people are watching.
I mean, we've got Damari Vastia's, Zainab, who is the mother of Ushna, and her husband dies, and she kind of goes through all these struggles where it's like her family is pretty terrible to her. She's having like financial problems and stuff like that, and so her family gets her married off to this rich, man who has a wife already and a son, who Ushna has run into a couple times. And it was funny. I rewatched the scene the other day where he like ran her over basically, and then she threw a rock and broke his the back window, or So that I thought that was like a really funny because like that's good. And then
the back window broke.
Yeah,
from the rock, but not from the bullet.
We'll get to that. So I thought that was because like, and so that's what was the funny thing because like Ushna like gives back as much as like as much as Shadows like was being, and he has the power in that like he's rich and stuff like that, and so but she gives it back like every time. So I thought that was like, and so like their love, their hate to love is really nice to see. And then Ushna is adopted, and so she ends up finding out because
in a really sad way.
And basically her cousin Sufyan really wants to marry her, and
decides it's a great idea.
Yeah,
claims to love her.
Yeah, claims to love her, but tells her this, and she's like devastated and stuff. But she works things out with her mom, and she ends up marrying or having her being nikah to Shadows, and now they're starting to really like each other, which is nice to see that like progression into them. Like, and I think it was really like the turning point for her was like, okay, when we thought our nikah's done, he's not a terrible person, and then he also helped her out. Like he took care of her mom when she was sick, and then that really sweet scene in the cemetery and stuff where she was like crying over her dad's grave and stuff like that. So and that was
that's really nice. Oh, that's
yeah.
great.
So
It's
So
just
yeah,
really well.
has Sufyan bowed out of the race gracefully, or
no. Abu Zinde.
what a shocker! Like, how
You
refreshing would it
know,
be to see in a Pakistani drama a guy goes, "It's okay, you don't love me.
she's happy.
And she,
Um,
and
I
the
love
thing,
you, and I want you to be happy, even if it's not
yeah,
with me."
yeah,
Yes, that's what
the,
she even said this episode, remember? She
yeah,
was like,
Oh, she
go
did?
ahead.
Oh, wow. I swear I
yeah.
haven't seen it,
She's
but
The thing that annoyed me though was that he kept saying to her like, "मुझे पता है तुम मुझे पसंद करती हो" and stuff like that, and she never once
oh
said
my
that.
God.
And
yeah.
so she never
Because
once
the man always knows.
he may have like indicated like she was like because he was like the only person nice to her, but she
The
was
only
never
choice.
yeah, she was never like in love with him. So that was the thing
Yeah.
that like annoyed me the most because he wasn't like the galat fahmi that that she loved him as much as he loved her and stuff.
Why
So
did he ever stick up for her? Because I know you've explained to me that his
so
mom was horrible to them, and
So the thing was, he stuck up for her when it was convenient for him. So like
oh, okay.
when he wanted to marry her, and his parents said no, he left the house, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, so
And
while she was there, living there,
yeah,
and through
that's
the
what.
Zuna. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
This
that's what
happened when they
happened.
were there. Okay.
And so by him leaving the house, they were blaming her more because they were like, "Oh, तुम्हारी वजह से हमारा बेटा चले गया."
Oh,
Right. And so she said that to him. She's like, "You made things worse for me in this house by leaving.
yeah.
Like, I didn't ask. I didn't say I want to marry you. Like, don't,
Yeah.
So
Wait, तो
that was the thing.
उसने उसको
And
मना
then
किया तो वो घर छोड़ के चला गया? Like,
No, no,
his
the
parents,
parents.
oh,
parents and then
parents. Oh, okay.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
that's fine.
Basically,
yeah,
basically, he's this tall guy with like the mind of a 12-year-old child, and he could not take no for an answer, and he was throwing
yeah,
a temper tantrum,
yeah. That
basically.
was it. And then the
Yeah.
other thing was, so when it was convenient for him, because what was happening was that Zainab wanted his stuff from her brother so she could be financially stable, and they were they were blackmailing her and saying like, oh, we're going to tell Oshna that she's adopted, and so
To keep her from getting her history.
yeah,
Wow.
and so when he that's how he found out that Ushna was adopted, and then his dad was like to him. So basically, he was helping Ushna like go to the lawyer and get like the Hissa and stuff, and then Zainab shut it down because of she was afraid Ushna was going to find out.
Yeah.
And then his dad was like, "Oh, I'm gonna like do what I can to help you marry Ushna. Just if you come back and like show me that you're gonna work hard and blah blah blah, like in their office." And so then he stayed quiet, and then he also let Zainab and then so Zainab ended up marrying Wahab because again they were blackmailing and everything like that. So like
Yeah.
he was using that to like his own thing because he could have stopped the wedding and he could have said like, no, you don't have to get married. I'm going to help you get your hissa, and then you don't have to worry about Ushna like
Right.
being like blackmailing like that they're going to tell her because I'm going to make sure my parents don't do that. Like
Basically,
Yeah.
they've shown it more
So-
as an obsession or something
Yeah.
that, like, kind of like a psycho love rather than
yeah.
an actual love.
And then he was like to Zainab at one point. It's like, oh, अगर इसके साथ like कोई जुल्म होगा then मैं like अलग घर ले लूँगा and stuff like that. And Zainab was like, no, I can't like trust that because like she knows how terrible the family has
The
been.
puppies
So
and stuff, or yeah.
yeah. So I'm glad that Zainab didn't made sure like she made sure she was like, I'm not gonna let my daughter be in
Yeah,
a
thank
situation
God.
where I know
Suffer
that these
through that,
people are
yeah.
terrible. Yeah. So
But yeah,
God.
but the whole but they're just the build up
Yeah.
with them from haters. It's just so
It's very
well
cute.
done.
It's
So
very
well
very well
done.
done. And it
And
wasn't
Mullen and Osama
immediate.
together was just,
Yeah.
huh?
It wasn't immediate either. That was like what I
Yeah.
liked. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So you were like waiting. You were like, come on, just get there already, get there. And that's the best kind of with anything. If you read a book or anything,
Mm-hmm.
It's the
you
build
need to
up.
build up that chemistry.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've seen some that, kind of like right at the start, and it's like, I don't feel anything, It's
Yeah.
like, so that was really good. And and Osama and Anmol's chemistry is just like super, super, super great.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I know they've done stuff together before, and I hope they continue to.
Yeah.
These two characters are amazing.
And we'll say Osama's been giving Farhan a run for his money as the romantic hero because he's done really well. Like his
Yeah.
delivery of the lines of very
Yeah.
expressive eyes and stuff like that.
Yeah. And I might have seen him in other stuff before, but Dubata was kind of the thing that I first really saw him in, and of course you hate him in it because, and that's obviously
He did his
kudos to
job.
his acting.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. But here it's like technically he's supposed to be like Carusa or whatever, which is funny because she has that as his name in the phone.
Yeah,
But
that was funny.
I like him. Like he's still likable, Carus.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And fun fact, Maria Vasti was in a drama called Aik Sitam, and Osama Khan was in a drama called Sitam.
Oh my god. Were those dramas hits? Maybe this is the thing with the name.
Sitam was like, was
terrible.
Okay.
She can't even find the words to describe it. It was such a sitam.
Aik Sitam. Aik Sitam Aur hai.
Yeah. The twists and turns in that drama were like mind-blowing. But
wow.
I'm glad like Osama Khan has like moved on from like that drama to this.
And like wardrobe in this drama, I just have to say, amazing. Again, with the thing, we're giving biscuits to everybody in this drama because everybody did their job really great. On point, everything. So, and I want to shout out to the writer as well. I believe it's Rihana Aftab.
Yes.
And
really well.
So I mean, a lot of claps and stuff for her. So
the one complaint that I have is that they didn't have like an Ocean in the Shadows like background music. So like they've been using like the background music that they use for like Sufyan and Ushna, and the one that they use for Shadows and Dinesha, who he was like engaged to first. So they're using the same. So it's like when you are using that background music from the start and you've associated that couple with that background music, and then they're using it on the main couple, it just I don't know. It doesn't.
Music?
It's not the drama music. But it's just like a background.
Wow,
like,
but it looks so they would have.
But that's the thing. It's like they've used like music in such a way, like the background music in such a way to like say this is that
it associates with certain things. Yeah.
And this is this couple. Like this, when you hear this just remind you of this couple. So then when they felt like they should have had their own like medley or whatever.
They should if they're the main couple. Yeah. They should have something unique.
That's probably like the only complaint I have, because then when you hear it, when you watch the scenes and you hear it, you kind of like think back to those scenes with like with when he was like engaged originally, or Krishna and Sufyan. So
I wish somebody would from the beginning to the end, whenever it ends, I wish somebody would just take Ushna and Shahroza's scenes, all of them, and just put them in one like video for me, and I could just rewatch over and over.
Set it to a music video. That would be nice. You can do it,
so cute.
Yeah,
you used to edit videos. That's funny.
So we're good with Aik Sitam Aur, the 5 biscuits.
I mean, I know you two can go on and on about it. I will.
Yeah, I mean,
hopefully, I'll watch a few more episodes by the next episode. So
the other complaint I had was that when Shadows got shot through the car, the windshield did not break.
Yeah.
So that's another oversight by editing. Yeah.
I mean, well,
he got
direction
shot in the
too.
heart. So like.
But then in this episode, Ushna said something like, "Agar aapko goli lag jati to."
What?
No.
So
she was saying that he got grazed by the bullet and it didn't go inside of him.
Right. So it.
Yeah.
Like,
so she was saying if it went inside you, then it would have even been
worse.
Right, because we were saying that, I thought, because I didn't realize that it just grazed him. I didn't catch it.
So now we'll kind of see a little bit more of the conflict. And I think Osama Khan said that on his Instagram. He was responding to somebody that this is gonna air until Eid. So
now I'm starting.
Yeah, okay.
I'm starting to have anxiety.
14, 15 more episodes. So
and then in our chats today with Sidra, you guys were talking about that stuff is starting to happen. Like Shahroza's mom is now.
Well, yeah. So
that was today's episode, or
so it's gonna go into tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow.
Yeah. So Zainab, I don't really know, because she already knows how terrible her family is, but she's going to say that there's no way that Sufyan could have tried to kill. Yeah,
she's going to defend her nephew, the psycho.
Overheard them on. So, not really.
Well, she's technically defending him over the Bobby because the Bobby's the one who said I heard it, which it's not like she's lying about it. But it's not like I don't think Shahruz, because Shahruz didn't see who, first of all, who shot at him, and that it wasn't Sufyan in person anyway. But I do, so but the thing is, like, well, I don't know, like, she knows how they are, and she should understand by now that Sufyan's kind of crazy about Ushna. I don't know. It's kind of, so now basically
maybe it's just like, I think the moral really is, like, if you have the toxic family, the best thing to do is to stay away from them and, like, cut them out of your life. And then I think what they're gonna see is, like, what happens when you don't, which then when she's gonna dig herself into a thing, because eventually obviously it'll come out that Sufyan did do it, so she's gonna look like an idiot. And and her being like BFFs with her sultan, is not. Now that relationship is in trouble.
I just my biggest thing is I just don't want to see, like, something happening between Shahruz and Ushna, but let's see what happens.
And that's the thing, like, and if you think about it, like, Zainab being like is putting her own house at risk and her daughter's by like defending Sufyan for whatever reason.
Exactly.
So
I mean, let the police do their job, let them figure it out.
I thought it was hilarious though that Sufyan was like, "Maine to kuch nahi kiya," and "maine to beqasoor," like just like lies, just like flowing
it's just show,
narcissist.
Narcissist.
Typical narcissist.
Exactly. You're very right.
Exactly.
And I did like the one scene with Shahruz and Ushna where he was saying to her, like, she was like, "I feel guilty because I feel like you've got shot because of me," and he was like, "No, it was his that was like his ego that got him, that if he's the one that did it, it was his ego, not
first
you."
He was like, it was because of his jealousy, and she's like, "But he's jealous because of me," and he's like, "No, he's jealous because of his ego," and I was like, that is such a good thing to say. So it was like, wow. Yeah, that was a really good line.
How refreshing. We need more heroes like that.
Yeah.
In Western dramas.
Yes.